Hi everyone! So I'm doing this video today to talk about my favourite book series, and then the next video I do will probably be on my favourite standalone books. So it's kind of a two-parter video. But I've had some requests and I've had a few people asking me what my favourite book is. And I haven't got a favourite book. I've read so many books, it's really hard to just pick one. I have 5 series here. And then the next video, I'll talk about my standalone books. So, I've got my books, I've got my crisps, and I'm ready to go. Okay, so my first book series I'm talking about is going to be The Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. This is the first book in the Series of Unfortunate Events series. It's called The Bad Beginning. There's 13 books in total, and there's going to be 4 prequels that are being released, I don't know when, at some point. I'm not going to go through all the names because there's a lot and I can't remember which order they go in, but I love these books so much. This and another book in this series were literally my childhood. Have I written my name on this? No, this series is weird, it's really weird and it's wacky. And it's so different to anything that I've ever read before. And I absolutely love it. It's such a good series. Even if you're like my age, I'd still recommend that you read it. Because even though it's like a kid's series, it gets quite confusing. And every time I read the series, I always find something new to pick out of it, which I didn't realise before. First series, I love it. The second series I have is Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman. You have Noughts and Crosses, Knife Edge, Checkmate and Double Cross. There's 4 books in the series. And yes, again, I love these books. I've actually met Mallory Blackman about 3 times, so she signed all my books. Like that. And she's really, really nice. She's such a nice person. And a really talented author. These books are just really incredible. I cried at this one. I cried so much at this one. They're very realistic, but they sort of bring out the worst in society, and it really makes you think. It's taken something which has actually happened in the past, and there's still glimpses of it now, but it's kind of twisted on its head. But yeah, you have to read these books. They are really good. Next series, I don't even think I need to say anything. I'm sure everyone's heard of it. At least, I'm sure most people have read it. Harry Potter, of course. This is the last one, Deathly Hallows, by J.K. Rowling. I don't even think I need to say anything more about this series. You know how magical it is. Just the imagination of J.K. Rowling is incredible. Like how she comes up with all these things and how each story kind of ties into each other to the extent where things that happen in the first couple of books, you'll read the last book and there'll be references back to it and you'll think that there's a lot more to what happened in those books than what you originally thought. For example, Tom Riddle's diary. I mean, spoiler in case there is someone who hasn't read these, but it's like, you know, in the second one where you just think it's a diary and then you get to the 6th book and you realise it's something a lot more than just Tom Riddle's diary. And that's what I love about these books. They're just incredible. The next series I have is, I've only got the last book here because I've lent out the first book and the second book is somewhere. Don't know where. But it is the Maze Runner series by James Dashner. So you have the Maze Runner, the Scorched Trials, the Death Cure and the Kill Order is coming out next month, which I'm so excited about. This series is so suspenseful and I literally couldn't put it down at all the entire time that I was reading it. It's, oh my god, it's just so incredible. And there's so many twists and turns and you'll never guess what happens. That's what I love. There's nothing, well, okay, there are some things worse, but what's bad about some stories is that they become predictable. But this book, I would have never guessed what happened at all. even in the first book, I never would have guessed what would have happened in this book. Like, there's no way that my mind would have said, oh, okay, so they would go to this and do this. But it's just so good. And the final series I have, which I'm sure everyone's heard of again, is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. And yes, I got the really ugly covers, but I didn't think I was going to like this book, so I didn't go searching for any pretty covers. And I wish I did now, because this is one of my favourite series. So, as everyone knows, there's The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. There's 3 books in the series, and this series, yet again, similar to the Maze Runner series, it's so suspenseful and it keeps you on the edge of your seat, especially in like the first book. Mockingjay is a bit has a few pacing problems, I felt, but I still enjoyed it. I think the first book is my favourite one out of the series. The action and adventure and suspense, and I really love the film as well. The film's really good. So yeah, The Hunger Games. That's that's all of my books, or book series. My my 5 favourite book series. Yeah, so if you have any questions, thoughts at all, leave them in the comments, because I want to hear your opinion. I really do. Anyway, that's my favourite book series, and let me know what yours are. So, bye!